I came home after a 12-hour shift and my wife had changed all the locks. My clothes were on the sidewalk in black trash bags. She was standing in the doorway, arms crossed, face cold. "This house isn't yours anymore. Come get your stuff." My name's Marcus. I'm a paramedic. Been working doubles all month to cover our mortgage after my wife Lisa lost her job. I stood there on my own front lawn staring at her. "What are you talking about?" "I'm talking about you moving out. Today." "Lisa, what's going on?" "What's going on is I'm done. We're done. This is my house now. Our house. We bought it together." She smiled. "Me? Actually, no. Check the deed. It's in my name. Has been since closing." My stomach dropped. "That's not possible." "I was at the signing." "You signed where I told you to sign. Didn't read the fine print, did you?" I just stared. "Get your stuff and go, Marcus. I've got someone coming over." "Someone?" She checked her phone. "Not your business anymore." I wanted to yell, to argue, to demand answers. But something stopped me. Instead, I loaded my trash bags into my truck, drove to a motel, and made a phone call to someone I should have called months ago. 1 week later, everything changed. Met Lisa 6 years ago at a hospital fundraiser. She was in pharmaceutical sales. Confident. Beautiful. Made good money. I was pulling 60-hour weeks as a paramedic. Decent pay but nothing like hers. We got married fast. Maybe too fast. But she said she loved that I saved lives. Said it made her feel safe. When we bought the house 2 years ago, she handled everything. The realtor. The paperwork. The mortgage. "You work so much, babe. Let me take care of this." I trusted her. Signed where she told me to sign. Didn't question it. She made more money anyway. Seemed fair she'd be more involved. 3 months ago she got laid off. Pharma company downsized. She took it hard. I picked up extra shifts. Doubles. Overnights. Whatever I could get. Paid the mortgage. The bills. Everything. She said she was looking for work. Sending out resumes. Going to interviews. I believed her. Now I was sitting in a Motel 6 off the highway, going through bank statements on my laptop. Joint account we'd opened after the wedding. I'd been depositing my paychecks there for 2 years. Last month's balance, $47,000. Current balance, $140. I scrolled through the transactions. Withdrawals. Transfers. Cash advances. All authorized by Lisa. All going to an account I didn't recognize. I opened my email. Found the closing documents from when we bought the house. Read them carefully this time. She was right. The house was only in her name. But the mortgage wasn't. The mortgage was in both our names. I've been paying it for 2 years. Every month. My money. My credit on the line. But the deed only had her name. I called the mortgage company. Explained the situation. The rep pulled up our account. "Sir, you're listed as a co-borrower. You're equally responsible for the loan. But I'm not on the deed." "That's unusual. But not illegal. Happens sometimes in divorces or separations." "We're not divorced." Silence. "Then you might want to talk to a lawyer." I hung up and called David Chin. Guy I knew from high school. Did family law now. Met him the next morning at his office. He read through the deed. The mortgage documents. The bank statements. Looked up at me. "She's been planning this." "For how long?" "Hard to say. But this wasn't impulsive. The house setup. The bank transfers. She knew what she was doing. Can she just kick me out like that?" "Technically, it's her property. But you've been paying the mortgage. That gives you legal standing. And if you're still married, which you are, this gets complicated fast." "What do I do?" He leaned back. "First, stop paying the mortgage. Immediately." "What?" "You heard me. Don't pay another cent. Let her handle it." "But my credit is already tied to hers. If the house goes under, you both sink. Right now, she thinks she's got all the power. Let's see how she handles the responsibility." I didn't pay the mortgage that month. Or the next one. David filed a legal separation. Froze the joint accounts. Demanded a full accounting of where the $47,000 went. Lisa called me 3 weeks later. First time since she kicked me out. "What the hell are you doing?" "What do you mean?" "The mortgage. You stopped paying it. That's your house, remember? You said so yourself." "Marcus, this isn't funny." The bank called. "We're late." I thought it was your house." Silence. "You need to pay your half." "Why would I pay for a house I don't own? That I can't live in?" "Because your name's on the loan." "Sounds like your problem, Lisa." She was breathing hard. Angry. If this goes into foreclosure, it destroys both our credit. Then I guess you better make the payment. I don't have the money right now. Where'd the $47,000 go? She went quiet. The money you drained from our account. Where is it? That's none of your business. Actually, it is. We're still married. That was joint property. My lawyers already filed for discovery. I could hear her talking to someone in the background. Muffled voices. She came back on. We need to talk. In person. No. Marcus, please. We can work this out. You had me living in a motel while you took everything. Now you want to work it out? I made a mistake. You made a choice. Now live with it. I hung up. 2 days later, David called. You need to see this. David slid a folder across his desk. Private investigators report. I had someone look into where that money went. I opened it. Bank transfers. All to an account belonging to someone named Ryan Castellano. Who's Ryan Castellano? Her boyfriend. Works in real estate development. Married. 2 kids. My hands went cold. David kept going. She's been seeing him for 8 months. The money? She was helping him cover some bad investments. He convinced her to drain your accounts, put the house in her name only, and kick you out. Why? So she could sell it. Split the profit with him. Then they were planning to leave together once his divorce went through. I stared at the photos. Lisa and Ryan at restaurants. Hotels. His hand on her back. Does his wife know? Not yet. David leaned forward. But she could. If you wanted her to. I looked at the report again. What about the house? Here's the interesting part. The house is worth $340,000. She owes $280,000 on the mortgage. If it sells, that's about $60,000 profit after fees. She wanted to split that with him. Exactly. But here's what she doesn't know. Since you're still married and you paid the mortgage for 2 years, you have a claim to half the equity. Maybe more. Even though my name's not on the deed? Community property state. Doesn't matter. The house was purchased during the marriage with marital funds. You've got rights. I sat back. What do you recommend? David smiled. Let's make her an offer she can't refuse. David filed a claim against the house. Legal notice that I had an ownership interest despite not being on the deed. It froze any potential sale. Lisa couldn't sell. Couldn't refinance. Couldn't do anything without my signature. She called me screaming. You can't do this. Already did. This is my house. That you can't afford. How many mortgage payments have you missed now? 3? Silence. The bank sent me a notice, Lisa. I'm still on the loan, remember? They contact both of us. I'll figure it out. With what money? You gave it all to Ryan. She sucked in a breath. How do you? I know everything. The affair. The money transfers. His wife. His kids. Marcus, please. Here's what's going to happen. You're going to agree to sell the house. We split whatever equity is left after you pay back the $47,000 you stole from our account. That's not fair. Or I send everything to Ryan's wife. And your family. And I let the house go into foreclosure, which destroys your credit for 7 years. Long pause. You wouldn't. Try me. I could hear her crying. I needed that money. Ryan said it was an investment. Ryan's a liar who used you. Just like you used me. What do you want? Sign the divorce papers. Agree to the settlement. Walk away clean. And if I don't? Then I burn it all down. And you lose everything. She hung up. 3 days later, David called. She signed. The house sold in 6 weeks. After paying off the mortgage and splitting what was left, Lisa walked away with $8,000. I got $22,000. Plus the $47,000 she had to repay from Ryan's investment money. Turns out Ryan didn't want to help her anymore once his wife found out. I didn't send her the information. David did. Anonymously. Professional courtesy, he called it. Ryan's wife filed for divorce 2 weeks later. Took the kids. Took the house. Took everything. Lisa called me one last time. You destroyed my life. No. You did that yourself. Ryan was going to. Ryan was never going to leave his wife. You were convenient. A way to hide money from his divorce. And you fell for it. She was crying. I loved him. You didn't even love me. And I was your husband. I made a mistake. You made a lot of them. Kicking me out was just the last one. Silence. What are you going to do now? She asked. Move on. Start over. Find someone who actually values me. I did value you. You valued my paycheck. There's a difference. I hung up. The divorce finalized 3 months later. I used the settlement money as a down payment on a small condo. 1 bedroom. Nothing fancy. But it was mine. My name on the deed. My mortgage. My life. I ran into Lisa 6 months later at a grocery store. She looked different. Tired. Older. Didn't say anything. Just looked at me. I nodded once and kept walking. A year after the divorce, I got a message on Facebook. Lisa, I owe you an apology. For everything. I was selfish and stupid. You deserved better. I hope you're doing well. I stared at it for a long time. Part of me wanted to respond. To say something cruel. To twist the knife. But I didn't. I just deleted it. She didn't deserve my anger anymore. Or my forgiveness. Or anything. She was just someone I used to know. I kept working. Picked up my regular shifts. Stopped doing doubles every week. Started having a life again. Met someone new eventually. A nurse named Jennifer from the ER. She asked me out after a particularly rough call. We took it slow. No rushing. No secrets. When we got serious, I showed her the deed to my condo. Why are you showing me this? Because I need you to know. I own this. Just me. And if we ever buy something together, both our names go on everything. She looked at me for a long moment. Someone really hurt you. Yeah. I'm not her. I know. But I needed to say it anyway. She nodded. Fair enough. We got married 2 years later. Small ceremony. Just family and close friends. My brother was my best man this time. Not someone who'd betray me. And when we signed the papers for our first house together, I read every single page. Both our names. Everything equal. Exactly how it should be.